and welcome back to the training on the CAP protocol for Bridgewater State University. We're going to be doing deeper dives into the different elements of the DESECAP web portal, which is where you'll be working with the supervising practitioner and the teacher candidate to do the digital website of all of the CAP process. To remind you, to get back to this website, I want you to Google DESECAP, D-E-S-E-C-A-P, and you're going to select the first option that comes up, https://desi.cap.com. I'm going to click on that. Now in a different video we went through how to register. Now I'm already registered, so I'm going to start there. I have to use my same email address that I use every single time, and it needs to be my Bridgewater email address in order to appropriately link all of our accounts. And let me enter in my password. And that should work. Log in. Terrific, it worked. So now I'm on the website. Notice that I know it's my portal because it says Your Open Program Supervisor Cycles. The supervising practitioner will see that title there, and the teacher candidate will see Teacher Candidate up there. To orient you to the page, let's start at the top left. You'll see Welcome Heather Pacheco Guffrey, that's me, and you'll see Main Screen. This is the main screen. So anytime you need to get back here, you just click on Main Screen. This menu will be available to you throughout your navigation of this website. Edit Profile is information about you, the program supervisor, and also about the candidates that you're working with. So let's just sort of get a sense of the page. Over here on the far side, you'll see my teacher candidates' names. In this case, I have 2 students. These are students from last semester, and I'm going to show you what we have for their overall profiles. Supervising practitioners, those are the classroom teachers with whom I was working. Throughout all of these different pieces, it's small font, but hopefully you can see that it says yes. We'll zoom in a little bit. This means that each of these, which are tasks that you need to accomplish as you work through each of the stages of the CAP cycle, they're done, they're all accomplished because these are students from last semester. I undid 2 of the forms so that you could see what it looked like when they're not complete, so I'm going to navigate over to the end, and what you'll see here is what you'll probably see when you log in. You'll see that it says no. That means that these forms have not been completely finished. These will say no until everybody who needs to put their hands and their touch on the form has actually done that and said yes and complete and submit. As soon as everybody who's required on each form does that, it'll kick over to a yes. You'll see on the bottom of my form a whole bunch of students listed at the bottom that says past CAP cycles. These are all closed. You may not have so many down here, you may not have any. This is just as you supervise student teachers in this capacity and you close their cycles at the end of their student teaching, they'll jump down here. Now right here, register a new candidate, that's where you're going to go when it's time to get that teacher candidate and the supervising practitioner pulled together for the common account that you'll use throughout the entire semester. So again, we strongly encourage you to take the time during your initial meeting with your teacher candidates to get them logged in. Make sure that they're using their Bridgewater State University email address and that the supervising practitioner is using his or her school address. So get the teacher candidate registered at the first meeting, that's wonderful, and then when you sit down with the supervising practitioner in the first week of the cycle, make sure that you get that supervising practitioner logged in as well. Sitting down together and doing it will create a really great baseline and start for the whole semester. Both teacher candidate and supervising practitioner will need their MEP IDs in order to register. Once they're both registered, you're going to go in here and you're going to pull them together and you'll have a common account, and that's where you do it. So now let's jump into the actual portal. So I'm going to go back to main screen and I'm going to select Kim. She was one of my students from last semester. Let me zoom out so you can see the whole page. So this is the dashboard you'll see when you come onto the DESECAP site. Notice that you've got Kim, my student, and her supervising practitioner, Sarah Fisher. This will differ for each student, so it's nice. You can keep track of who you're looking at. What you see here in this big space is a teacher candidate supervisor communication window. This means that the teacher candidate and the program supervisor, as well as the supervising practitioner, can use this as a chat window function. Notice that Kim and I did have some exchanges. Is that all we talked about the whole semester? No, I found that using email was a more effective way for me to communicate both with my student teacher, my teacher candidate, And I'm going to jump over to here to where it says supervisor-only communication. Notice there's nothing in this window. You can choose to use this as a chat function to communicate with the supervising practitioner or not. In this case, I clearly didn't. For this particular teacher, we used email and we used phone calls. That worked out better for her. In the supervisor-only communication window, you're having private conversations, chat conversations between you and the supervisor. I'm going to jump back, and you'll see now pretty clearly, hopefully, that this window is different because it's the teacher candidate and the supervisor, so this is a three-way conversation. It can work, it just needs to be what works for you. Now on the right side, you see this long column of information. So for me, I have a lot of things under this big heading, completed cycle steps. I'm going to zoom in so you can see that a little bit better. Look at all these things I have under completed cycle steps. When you first log in, you're not going to have anything under completed cycle steps because it's going to be brand new for you. So let me scroll down and show you what it will look like for you. So again, everything under here is completed because these were students from a previous semester. So I'm going to scroll all the way down. Oh look, I found this, future cycle steps. When you first register and you first pull all your students on, you're going to see future cycle steps, and everything from the whole semester is going to be underneath that section. As you progress through each task, and everybody who needs to sign off on the form and show that it's completed has done that, each form will migrate from here in future steps up here to completed steps. We wanted to give you a sense of what the future cycle steps look like so that you could see things under here. Always throughout the whole semester, and even after the semester is done until you end the cycle, you can actually unlock every single form on here. So nothing is inaccessible. Even if you finished it, you can still access it to make corrections as necessary. At the very bottom, you see other options. You can upload evidence files to support whatever evidence you're writing about, and also end cycle. So at the end of each semester, you're going to want to end your cycle for your student.